The Mitchells vs. the Machines is a Sony animated movie directed by Mike Rianda, who was the creative director on Gravity Falls, and this movie was produced by Phil Lord and Chris Miller. If those two guys are involved, it's usually pretty good. This story follows the adventures of a typical suburban family who take a cross-country road trip to drop off their daughter Katie at film school. Katie and her dad Rick don't really understand each other anymore, so Dad insists on having the whole family drive her to college and bond during one last family road trip. Of course, it doesn't go as he expected, and to make matters worse, the family finds itself in the middle of a robot uprising. This movie's great. I love the visual style, it's really funny, it's got a lot of heart, and the voice acting is top notch. We got Danny McBride, Maya Rudolph, Abby Jacobson, Conan O'Brien, and Eric Andre. Big fan. I remember seeing the trailer for this movie over a year ago. Back then it was still named Connected, and it was supposed to release in 2020, but of course the pandemic happened, so Netflix bought the movie and changed the title. Probably because they already have two programs named Connected. Writer-director Mike Rianda based the movie on the road trips he took with his own family when he was a kid, minus the robot apocalypse, of course. And the Mitchell family was modeled after his own, especially Rick Mitchell, who's voiced by Danny McBride. He's an outdoorsman who hates technology, and that's one of the reasons he doesn't understand the interests of his daughter. And because this movie is sort of autobiographical, it really is a heartwarming story about family, finding your place in the world, and acceptance. The animating style of this film is really original. I've seen nothing like it before, and it really stands out. And because the film is narrated by Katie Mitchell, you get to see her editing style throughout the story because her point of view is so visually creative. It sounds weird, but it feels oddly homemade, and there are a lot of perfectly timed visual jokes in this film. They made me laugh a lot harder than any of the dialogue, especially the ones with Monch the dog.
Behold.
Hey Dad, can you check the trunk?
Yeah, sure. Dang it, Katie!
There's also these two robots named Eric and Deborah Bot 5000, who are voiced by Fred Armisen and Bette Beckett, and every time these two are on screen, it's just pure gold.
What is this strange creature? Dog, pig, loaf of bread.
The overarching plot is of course about the robot uprising, and I like it, but to me that wasn't the strongest part of the film. The AI who actually caused the apocalypse isn't very interesting, but like so many other good stories, it's not so much about the beginning and the end, but how you get there. And this movie has really compelling and emotional characters, besides the plot and the funny jokes. I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but this movie managed to surprise me with its real-life drama. And I was always convinced that Pixar had nailed this like no other studio could. At the heart of the Pixar movies, there's always some deeper emotional lesson to be learned, and they're not just for kids. But I was super impressed by this movie. This is the second time Sony Pictures Animation has blown me away, so I definitely recommend watching The Mitchells vs. the Machines.
Why would someone build that?
Run! I just wish they didn't change the title. You know, Connected just, I don't know, sounds better. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, and like I always say, if you're not watching the show in the dark, you are not watching at all.
You never say that.
Shut up, Bob.